Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm getting on the YL2C Yamaha, and we're gonna repair the handlebar switches. I'm gonna go through one of them, and the other one, you know, they're pretty much the same, but there's quite a bit to them. A lot of people don't like getting into them. I don't either. Everything is so small, and every one of them is a little bit different. So let me get you overhead here and let's get with it. Okay, let's get on these switches here. Kind of the first thing I do is take a couple pictures of each on the inside. You know, most of the time it's pretty much marine proof, but just like to do it anyhow. Get these all tore down and get some new sheathing on them, and get all the switches cleaned up, and get the castings cleaned too. Okay, so that's all that one. Okay, we've got these down to the bare bones, and this pigtail also. So those we'll put in the vibrator to clean up. And then we've got this one here. This is going to have the headlight switch and the choke and horn. So we'll get started on all that. You know, somebody's been in here with some, oh, I don't know what all this stuff is. This is household wire insulation, and they got some tape in there. We had these two broken wires. So we've got, hopefully there's pieces of them underneath so we know where they go. And this here is all bent. So we'll have to just kind of figure that out when we put it back together to see what it's supposed to be. And where'd that screw go? There it is. Pink obviously goes to the horn. That's why the horn was blowing all the time, I guess. So we've got, okay, so the pink went to the horn and the blue goes to one of these. This is all bent. This seems like it's one that's made on it. I wonder if that can be even straightened. You know, this, I think it's made on there. I don't see any screw in it like was on the other side. I'm gonna try my Bernard pliers. These are, they stay at parallel to one another. They're really good for things like that, where you just need to kind of tweak them a little bit. Sure hope. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to leave good enough alone on that one. And go ahead and These things just don't weather time very well. There's a lot of plastic parts and a lot of very small parts. Okay, so it looks like that's done pretty good there. I just hate to mess with it anymore. And then when you get in here, it's just kind of a try to weasel it out of there. Maybe I can get, this is spring loaded, this piece here, so you got to be careful. But everything's plastic. See the ball that popped up? Okay, we're probably going to have a couple of springs here. You got one right here on this side. And then your contact point. And looks like there's an insulator there too. I'll lay that right on there. Drop it in there. And then we've got this ball floating around in here. One for the other side too. And then our contact. And that makes everything bare there, so we'll be working on all this stuff. The other side is probably I think we can just get by with re-sleeving it. But this side, we're going to put new wire in all the way. Oh, that's the tail light. Yeah, there wasn't anything broken on this one, so we'll just probably pop the ends off here and pull this sleeving off, put new sleeving on, put new ends on, and we'll be done pretty much with that one. But this one, it's had a lot of trouble. And we don't want to add to that, because the more splices and stuff you have, the more trouble you have. So we'll be putting new wire into this one. Okay, I've got my new wire cut. I need to get this sleeving off right here so I can unsolder these terminals one at a time, and resolder the new ones on. So it's really hard, so we'll just have to get in there and, yeah, some of it's okay, looks like. Yeah, you just want everything out of your way, and it doesn't matter if you cut this wire, so, because we're going to replace it all. Okay, that was easier than I thought. And you want to pay attention to how this is bent up, and that's how you're going to reattach everything. So I'm going to try to figure out a way to kind of hold it down, and then come in with my soldering iron and unsolder them and then resolder them. Okay, let's see what we can get done here. I think I want to start with the yellow one, because I want to kind of pay attention to how this is all hooked on here. Get a little BB going there. Okay. That one's going like that. And the blue one, it's going to go just above it. Okay, so I've got these wires soldered back on. And now we need to solder the terminal on the horn button. And I have to get that off of there and then clean it up a little. You just really need some way to hold them if you can, even if it's a little crooked or whatever. See, this has got this on the bottom of it and it's not really wanting to hold on to it. There it goes. Okay. So I'll clean this up before I put the other wire on. And it's all really just got some corrosion on it. So we'll just clean it with a wire brush really good. Okay. Okay, we got the sleeving on. And of course the connector's down here. This is, I can't remember whether this pulled down further. It will just depend when you're installing it. It needs, the sleeving needs to go inside this so there's no bare wires coming out of it, or no unsleeved wires, should we say. But these all get male bullets. So we can go ahead and get ready to put those on. Getting these all on, get your little insulator on. Get your terminal loaded. There you go. Okay, I've had my handlebar switches, I guess you'd call, being polished. I've got one set out already. I've had them in there overnight. I think they're good enough. You don't want them too shiny, I don't think, or I don't. So I'll pull those out. The others are already out and I've cleaned them up already. You just have to kind of rub them down. Here's the other set here. And these still have the, it gets some of the walnut holes stuck in it. You've got to blow them out. So I'll do that and then I'll go ahead and rub these down and polish them out. Okay, I'm working on the right side, which will be the signal light switch part. So this piece is just going to fit right down in here. And you've got to remember that these have holes in the handlebars, so all your cable routing is internal. So we've got this piece in, and now we need this little bracket, little hold down right here. See, actually, I think this kind of rolls around something like this and goes into that hole right here. But anyhow, you don't have to worry about this stuff coming out anywhere. And the next thing I guess we need to do is try to get our bearing and connector in here. And this can be kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. One thing I want to do is get a little dielectric grease on the contacts here, and across from it in the detent area. Just give it some, and we'll put a little down here too where it slides. Just sparingly, but use some grease on it. And this side here, we got two springs. You've got one that fits right here. It's kind of it's bigger on one end than it is the other. And the big end goes up towards the contact here. And that's going to go in there, and that puts some pressure on that. This piece is for the switch, so it goes up. And then on the other side, you've got a spring and a ball. So somehow you've got to get all this kind of squeezed and put in, and it is easier said than done. And I'm going to fight this battle alone because I don't want you laughing at me. Okay, it wasn't too bad. Basically, you get the spring and the contact in, and you kind of get this at an angle and get it started. And then you can drop the ball right in there with the spring already in it and just push it down. I mean, it's not quite that easy, but it's not too bad. Okay, next thing we've got to do is get our little lever in here. Let's see, which way does that thing go? Seems like it goes this way. I better get my picture here. Yeah, it goes this way. That's why you take pictures, so you can see the orientation there. This seems to be kind of difficult to get in. Maybe if I push that switch over to this way. It was kind of hard to get out too. There it is. That's how you do it. Okay, once you get this started in, you kind of tilt it over, there you go, and just get it to fit onto that piece. Actually, I want to get a little dielectric grease on that before I put that in there. Way too much, Dale. Okay. Let's see if we can get slide back over there. There we go. And now I can get the screw with the washer. Oops, we do have this little bushing that goes in there first. Let me see if I can get that in there. And there should be some grease there too, I believe. Yeah. Okay, I think we got it. And like I say, the screw with the washer bushing in there should keep it from getting too tight when you tighten it up. There we go. All right, so now we need our little switch. I'm going to clean that up a little bit before I put that on. So we'll continue with the, set that aside, and we'll continue with the, this will be the electric start. Had everything separated here. I don't need any of that right now. Okay, I cleaned this up. Let's see here, where are we at now? Let me kind of regroup here. Okay. The switch for the electric starter, we've got the button, and then we've got the contact that goes in. It's going to go big in first, and then the spring, and then put it into the case. Then you put in the steel or the brass with the hole in it. And then you get your contact, and then your hold down, and hope nothing pops out. You're gonna have to get in here and put the metal one in the front. Oh boy, it's popping out on me. Takes more fingers than you got. There. Okay, then you got to get your screw in there. Of course, my screwdriver is magnetic, but it's grabbing it in the wrong place. Ah! The cables, the wires, everything's moving against you here. Yeah, something's jumped out. I'm gonna have to start over here. I think I've got it here. I'm back to where I was trying to get the screw in. All right, and the wire is running and it's loose around the side. So now, let's see. Let me set my ohm meter up. And I've got one wire over here on the end of the cable. And what this thing is doing is it's grounding. That's what you want it to do. So we'll put the other one on the case. There we go. Okay, that tests good. So we should be good on this one. So this somehow or another this all goes inside. Get over by the handlebars, and I think we'll see, but it's should be good. Let me go ahead and check the rest of it here. There, okay. Yeah, so that's power in. Now, we don't have any signal lights on here. So really the only thing I need to worry about, yeah, everything works. Only thing I really need to worry about is the electric starter, this one here. But it's all set up anyway, and I'm just going to clean this switch button up, lever, arm, whatever you want to call it, a little bit. It's really just not shiny. It's, you know, you can tell. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Maybe a little steel wool or something, see if I can shine that up. And I'm going to try to put the white paint back into the slot. And on this piece here, I'll go ahead and paint these in too. Okay, there's our paint. So we've got it detailed out. Hopefully that's, I don't have any clue what the right colors are. It looked like there was black on the outside of this. I don't know that it was, it is what it is now though. Anyhow, looks better, I think. Okay guys, there you have it. Little, I mean, it's not a big thing, but there's a lot to it. The wiring, the connectors, the terminals, the little dinky parts. There's a lot to it, and the routing of the wires and all that. And then in this case, you've got to route them. Everything's got to be routed internal because they go through the holes in the handlebars down to the middle hole and come back. You know, it's really a neat deal. All the wires are completely out of the way. You don't see them except from the handlebar bottom to the headlight. There's maybe 4 inches there. So it's really a good setup, but it's kind of a pain in the butt too. So anyhow, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.